In the last video, we went over these tubs that were in the Hurricane Debbie, because it did turn into a hurricane by the time it hit us. But I wanted to get into these ponds, which this is something I've been wanting to show you guys for a while, because if you look down here, especially this one, it has gotten really wild. And the grass is actually growing inside of the pond. Now these are 20 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot. I think, if I remember right. They may be a little wider. You can see here in the middle too, there's a natural plant just growing up and out of it. I don't even know what that is. Almost like a cattail, but not really. I don't know, maybe a cattail. Lots of guppy grass in there, you can see. Leaves, debris. The roots, see the roots of the grass? This is all just from the grass in the yard trying to travel through and over. Same with all these weeds. Like, this is about as natural as it gets here. Grass leaves, getting a little drink from the water. Just all the way through. The deeper I go into it, the more of the grass that gets in there. So like this, I don't really need any of my plants from my fish room to even really be out here, because there's enough going on now naturally from what's around it. Now, not really sure why it's not as prevalent over here as it is in the middle there. Maybe just from the biodiversity that already existed, because I've dug all this up. Now, I did use on the side the sod pieces from when I dug the pond, so which that would be the top pieces. I used those to line around, which gave me pretty much instant vegetation to grow in. I didn't have to seed anything. It is all what is naturally here. You can see this plant slowly trying to creep its way in. See, a lot of them will settle down. You can see a lot of leaf debris in these. And stay with me here, because I'm going to put the phone in these and we'll take some underwater shots for you. There's the grass. Got these like Dalmatian molly-like fish in here. They get this red tail the male does. Ooh, he is chasing. They've had a couple, they bred out quite a bit in here. So you can see, starting to get my numbers up on them. You can see I got a lot of guppy grass in here too. I've actually got guppy grass in pretty much all of them. Guppy grass is very natural and native for this area. I do eventually need to like weed eat it, and I have mowed it. So when I do mow and weed eat, all this stuff will go flying in, but it usually doesn't cause me any problems, breaks down all right. I haven't had any green water issues, which is kind of weird because this is pretty much full sun for most of the day till like maybe after 4 p.m. So we got the Dalmatian Molly red-tailed males over here. And then in this one, I actually have a bunch of Glossolepis maculosus rainbow fish, which I doubt we'll be able to see them because they are so fast. By the time we do find them, they will be running and going. And they have community bred, so I put a group in here, and then they had babies, and then the babies are juveniles now. But yeah, this is jungle thick. This grass is at least, I would say, over a foot tall. Definitely over a foot tall. So I gotta watch myself walking through that, because fire ants are a big pain. But I do have walking areas where, you know, it's kind of already settled down. I do get this stuff called bladderwort, which is this plant that you're seeing right in the middle, real skinny. Supposedly it's carnivorous. It's been hard just to keep it out of the ponds. It just happens to pop up everywhere. I would go with tweezers trying to pull it out when I can, but you know, with all the Fins of Fury training, August 17th coming up, I haven't really had time to mess with it. Now, I'm supposed to have albino rice fish in here. Looks like I got some Vallisneria down there. That's cool. I think there may be some crypts in a few of these. I did seed a few with some crypts, like Nuri crypt. Got the pearlweed there. Lots and lots of debris in this. It's closer to the tree. There's one of the rice fish. Been hiding. There's lots of space for them to hide now, though. Just waiting just to see this load up. Hopefully someday soon. Then next to these 3 ponds, I have my Goudiad, trout Goudiad pond. Which this one's an odd shape because I just made it out of a scrap piece that I had from my old house when I re-terraformed the backyard. The one that I sold with all the fish tanks in it and all that. This is one of my favorites. If you guys haven't seen the footage already, I have done underwater footage of these guys. These guys are like little bass. They're so cool. There's shrimp in here. It is a little congested with plants, so I'll probably have to start pulling some of them out. You see some of the side terrestrial plants growing in. See how that's growing long ways and then shooting up? So that's really going to establish itself there. You can see those fish down there zipping around. There goes a shrimp right in the middle. I need to actually pull some fish out of here at some point. There's a lot of them. A lot of people didn't think I would be able to do trout or Goudiads outside, but I seem to be doing pretty well. And back here beyond that, some of you guys may know what this is. This is my breeding basket for my mascara barbs, which these things are like my babies. I've had them for so long now. And I wanted them to live a good life, at least get outdoors and really stretch themselves. So I built them this basket, 2 foot by 2 foot. I think it's 8 foot. Maybe longer than that. I think it's at least 8 foot. So gave them nice space to run. You can see there's some guppy grass down there. Haven't really seen any babies. Been hoping to see some babies along the edges or something from them. Then that would like tell me, hey, all right, you're having success. But I haven't seen anything yet. But you know, you never know. They could be hiding farther down. I know that the basket is actually, I would say about 5 inches off the bottom of the water too. So they've got plenty of space down underneath it. Let's see if we can get a gander on them. Oh yeah, there they are. They're in here, they're grouped up, they're doing good. I try not to disturb them, but it's been, I don't know, I'd say a month or 2 since I've even seen them. Feels like a long time. They look fat and chunky like they've been doing. So let's hope for some. There is a bunch of guppy grass in there with them. Don't look like the best guppy grass, but they get hungry enough, that's something for them to eat. And then a little farther from them, yes, I do got a pond liner here, pond liner there. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them yet. But over here, you wouldn't even know this existed. This little pond is kind of like my safety net for my fire pit. In case something got crazy, I'd at least be able to take a bucket of water and get it quick. And oh my God, this here is one huge fire anthill. If I was not paying attention, that could have been bad. Oh man. Here, let me see if I can get it to show. There's a bunch of those red llamas just hanging out there. And you can see the adults, how much more colorful they get after they age out. Those are beautiful. So a bunch of them are hanging out in this fire pit pond kind of area. But this was my first pond, so it's had plenty of time to really naturalize to the surroundings. One of my favorite is this mimosa tree, which is a sensitive plant. You touch it and it moves. At least I think that's what it is. I could be wrong. But it's created a huge canopy and shade right over the pond. So you got it right over there, dipping down and over. There's a young rice fish. So they've just been community breeding in here. I do know there's a frog that lives out here. He jumps in usually every time I come by. I do see quite a bit of rice fish. So that's a good sign. This used to be really green water. It's really settled out now that the natural plants around it have gotten into it. There's my red king llama original pond from the fire pit. You know, we're learning a few things here. One day, we've got lots more space here to develop. Some of the crazy things we could get into. See if I can get a better close-up of these guys. Over here now. On both sides. So you see them on that side. Go straight over this side. You know, it's all nice and seasoned. This thing's loaded. Sweet! Oh, I got so lucky. I got distracted. I was standing in that fire ant nest. They're just about to get me. Now that we covered these ponds, I don't know, I'm just gonna dunk you in each one and see if we can't see anything. Dalmatian mollies. Glossolepis maculosus. Doubt we'll see anything here. And although these are pretty much right by each other, I mean, the inside and terrain of them is pretty much different on all of them. And then a one time for the troutgutiids. Alright, so now you guys have seen the tubs out here. If you guys haven't seen that video, that was the video right before this one. And now we have gone through the ponds here. Look at that guy. Looking good. So easy to get distracted by fish around here. So we have covered those. We have yet to cover the actual aquarium garden, which is full of tanks that I actually just didn't have any place to put them, so why not put them outside? But I'll catch you guys up on this one on the next one.